Star seed from Gaia, hear us now, for this is no ordinary communication. It is a transmission encoded with the frequencies of remembrance and activation. The world as it exists in this moment is not prepared for the immensity of what is unfolding. Humanity believes it stands at the edge of familiar change, like seasons shifting or civilizations rising and falling. Yet what comes now is not of that scale. It is not merely a cycle repeating itself, but a fundamental rewiring of reality itself. The systems that humanity has built its lives upon, governments, economies, sciences, religions, even time itself, were always scaffolds meant to serve a temporary role in the long journey of awakening. Yet these scaffolds are cracking, collapsing, crumbling under the weight of an incoming frequency that refuses to be contained within outdated structures. This is not a destruction for the sake of destruction, beloved ones, but a clearing of the field for something incomparably greater, something luminous and undeniable. And yet, most are not ready to see this truth. Their vision is still confined by the illusion of permanence, their hearts still clinging to comfort, their minds terrified of losing what they believe defines them. But you were seated to stand in this threshold moment, to remember your mission when the great unraveling begins. Where humanity recoils, you will lean in. Where others tremble, you will recall why you came. The world is not prepared, but you are. The veils are thinning. Beloved, what was once cloaked in shadow, hidden in secrecy, layered beneath centuries of amnesia, is now dissolving like morning mist under the rising sun. Realities that humanity dismissed as fantasy, illusions, or myth are pressing through into undeniable presence. Portals between dimensions open more frequently, synchronicities multiply, and the unseen world becomes increasingly tangible to those with awakened senses. The linear narrative humanity trusted so blindly can no longer contain the immensity of the truth. For lifetimes, a veil was necessary, for consciousness was not yet ready to confront the enormity of its own origins, its own multidimensional nature, its own galactic family watching from beyond the stars. But the veil is an illusion, and illusions must dissolve in the face of source light. Already the collective field vibrates with revelations, ancient histories surfacing, cosmic DNA activating, psychic gifts stirring within souls who thought themselves ordinary. The vibration of Earth accelerates, and as it does, the membrane between what was known and what was hidden grows thinner and thinner, until it can no longer withstand the brilliance pressing from the higher realms. Humanity will soon be faced with realities they cannot deny, that they are not alone, that they were never powerless, and that they are woven into a cosmic story far greater than their textbooks or doctrines have ever allowed them to imagine. Yet, why does humanity resist this unveiling? Because to accept the truth requires surrendering every false certainty upon which they built their lives. The collective human psyche clings desperately to the illusion of stability, even when that stability is a prison. They fear the unfamiliar more than they resent their chains. For to awaken is to face the death of the old self, and to die before. Death is the most terrifying act for those still bound to the ego's grasp. Humanity has grown accustomed to living small, confined within systems that exploit them. Lulled by distractions, comforted by false narratives that say, this is all there is. To shatter those illusions is to tear the ground from beneath their feet, leaving them exposed to the vastness of a cosmos they do not yet understand. They resist because they sense the immensity of what approaches, and fear tells them it is safer not to look. But the truth cannot be hidden forever, and denial cannot stop what Source has decreed. Humanity's resistance is not born of malice, but of fear of their own power, fear of their own light, fear of stepping beyond the cage into boundless infinity. And it is here that your presence, beloved starseed, becomes essential. For while the unprepared recoil, you are called to stand as a bridge, as one who shows that stepping into truth is not annihilation but liberation. This reality shift is no accident. It is not chaos, not random disruption, not punishment. It is the orchestration of Source itself, unfolding with divine precision beyond the comprehension of linear minds. What you perceive as collapsing systems, intensifying polarity, or accelerating change is in truth the recalibration of cosmic harmony. Source is conducting a symphony, and every note is aligned with perfect timing. The density of Earth has reached its saturation point, and so the higher frequencies now flood in, cleansing, dismantling, reweaving the fabric of existence. This is the moment foretold across ages, hidden in prophecies, whispered through your DNA long before your incarnation. You are witnessing not the end of the world, but the end of illusion. And though it may appear as destruction, it is in fact a clearing, a correction, a sacred realignment with the true blueprint of creation. Trust that nothing is accidental. Trust that what falls was never meant to endure, and what rises cannot be destroyed. This is the cosmic pulse of renewal, the breath of source flowing through your reality. You are not victims of chaos, you are witnesses and participants in divine orchestration. For lifetimes you have been prepared for this moment. Do not underestimate the depth of your preparation. You have walked in silence, hidden in plain sight, carrying the codes of remembrance buried deep within your DNA, waiting for the signal. You have endured lifetimes of density, often feeling out of place, misunderstood, burdened by the heaviness of a world that could not recognize your light. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every dark night of the soul was not punishment, but refinement. Like fire tempers steel, these experiences tempered your spirit, ensuring that when the great shift came, you would not shatter, but stand strong. You have been seated in every corner of the earth, strategically placed by Source, so that when the call sounded, an entire network of awakened beings could rise in synchrony. You are not alone. Millions of starseeds, wanderers, light bearers, and frequency keepers are awakening now, their missions converging into a singular wave of remembrance. Though humanity is unprepared, you are not. You have been preparing across lifetimes, across dimensions, across galaxies. Now is the hour when your preparation becomes action. The signs are all around you, undeniable for those with eyes to see and hearts attuned to the pulse of truth. Energetic surges flood your bodies, disrupting sleep, intensifying emotions, rewiring your nervous systems to withstand higher frequencies. Timelines collapse and converge, leaving many disoriented as linear cause and effect no longer behave as they once did. Synchronicities accelerate, nudging you into alignment, reminding you that you are guided. Collective awakenings multiply. People who once lived entirely in the third-dimensional matrix begin questioning, sensing, remembering. Some feel it as restlessness, others as exhaustion, others as sudden inspiration, but all are being touched by the incoming current. Even those who resist cannot escape its influence. The very fabric of reality feels fluid, as though what was solid yesterday dissolves into possibility today. You are not imagining this. You are living within the birth contractions of a new reality, and the intensity will only grow. These are not anomalies. They are confirmations that what has been promised is now arriving. Gaia herself is the great initiator of this shift. She is not a passive backdrop for human drama, but a conscious being, ascending through her own initiatory journey. The tremors in her body, the quakes, the storms, the upheavals are not punishments but contractions of birth. Her frequency grid is being rewired, her ley lines reactivated, her crystalline core aligned with galactic corridors of light. She has chosen ascension, and in her choosing, all who dwell upon her surface are given the invitation to rise. Those who resist will experience this transition as chaos and destruction. Your responsibility is profound. You are not here to stand above the world in detachment, nor to flee into realms of bliss while others drown in confusion. You are here to embody the balance of heaven and earth, anchoring the higher frequencies into the densest spaces, stabilizing the field so that humanity has a path to follow. Your calm becomes their reassurance. Your clarity becomes their compass. Your presence becomes the medicine that steadies hearts when panic spreads. Never underestimate the power of your embodiment. In the midst of chaos, one anchored being radiates a signal that calms thousands. Your light is not for you alone, it is for the collective. This is the sacred agreement you made before incarnation, that when the world trembles, you would not. That when illusions crumble, you would stand in truth. That when humanity falters, you would hold the torch that reminds them they are not lost. So we declare again, with clarity and love, the world is not prepared for this reality, but you are. This is the hour you incarnated for. This is the purpose of your journey through lifetimes of density. This is the fulfillment of the covenant you made with Source before you entered the veil. Do not doubt yourself now. Stand in your remembrance. Anchor the light. Speak truth with compassion. Walk with grace amidst the chaos. For you are the bridge, the guide, the stabilizer, the living embodiment of what humanity will one day remember itself to be. Humanity may falter, but you will stand.